Iya. Hey, boy.
Hey, Don.
Yeah, didn't you get the invites?
No, I didn't until you just sent that. I'm listening and talking on Skype with Craig and Sean.
Oh,
Sean podcasting on NSN with Solar.
yeah. You want
Now I'm really going to get confused because I got you on this. I got them on that. This is really going to get confusing for my little old brain.
no, hang with them and just watch. You don't have to talk. You can invite them if you like.
That's what I'm getting ready to do. Hold on, Don. I'm getting ready to invite you in. I'll just watch your show too. Got to get all these things out of my way. Go back to Craig and Sean and add somebody. Add people to this call. Oh, where's Don? There he is. And it should be ringing you, Don. It said add to call.
Nothing.
Huh. Hey, Sean, did you add us or how did we work this, Sean?
Sean's on here. Just give him the link to Google Hangouts. I can't handle Skype too.
Ready.
Yeah, I know.
Hi, Don.
Hello. I don't know whether I can handle Skype and do Google Hangouts at the same time.
Send them the link, Don. Lordy, this is really getting confusing now. I don't know which way to go. Oh my. Here, go broadcast here. Hey, talk here. Go broadcast here. Yeah, okay. Sure. All right, let's see if I can get this link. I'm so confused, mama. Hey, there's an airplane went by there, Sean.
I didn't see it.
That's cool, Sean.
Oh, there's another beauty on the other side too, Don.
Okay. Are you on Hangouts at all, Sean, or not?
Oh, I'm sorry. Say again.
Are you on Hangouts or not? Or are you just here on Skype?
No, just here and now. I'm actually broadcasting on NSN.
Oh, okay. Cool.
That's what I told you. Don't listen. I told you.
We could do that.
Man, oh, great. Lord of mercy.
Look at that one.
Don, you need to mute the Google so we can all hear just through Skype
Okay.
because it's an echo now.
Maybe I should get off of Google. But then I invited everybody. Hold on a second.
There you go. Now there's no echo. And now I still see Sean on NSN and I got you up. Craig's the only one I can't watch now. Or maybe I can. Well, you had an image up. He doesn't now. That's good. Now I don't need Skype up. Good. So now. All right. So now I got Sean. Your son's disappearing or something here. Yeah, I'm just so confused. I think that's the one that for you, Sean, is 11 o'clock or so. I'm showing at the bottom. They look the same. They are the same. Oh, I need coffee. So I see. Hi, Mr. Norm. I'm gonna quit talking to people on Skype. They don't even want to talk to me. We gave him enough abuse. I think he's got some tough skin. Don's still here. I see his broadcast going.
Hi, Norm.
Hey, Don. I'm eating soup, Don. You can't hear me on Skype? Yeah, I'm on Google Hangouts with the mic right a minute. I'm just eating a bowl of soup.
Let's see if I get the right screen up here. Come on. This is screen share. Without a, And of course, it just crashed again. Ah, okay. Keeps are crashing. No, let's try. Trying to get the program to start running again.
I do listen, Don. I'm listening you in
All
there.
right. No problem. See, you and Norm are still on here, so. I wonder if I should try a clunky old, I don't have all the programs on there. What is this one? Okay. And this screen sharing thing in Google Hangouts is a pain to get activated. I'm trying to get it to open up. I wish the heck it had a button that was sitting there. Gotta bring in a hidden. So we have that.
There you go, Don. Now you got it.
Yeah, I know I got it, but I got to get you more. Let's see if I can get the game to go up. Assuming if I go above a certain level of gain, craps out. See if she recovers. Capture failed.
Looks frozen, Don.
It is. See, it says capture failed.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's because I tried to get the. Yep, it just died. Yeah. Let's try. Well, there it is again. But now Google Hangouts keeps dropping out. All right, that should bring Google Hangouts back in. Did it again. Let's see if we can get shortcut to go. No, it won't work. See if we can get something going. Let's. This shouldn't bother anything. It's zoomed. Still can't make it brighter. There. Is Sean's son going behind something? Looks like it's being eclipsed by a building.
Ho ho. Wow, look at that. Nice, Don.
Oh yeah. Hi guys.
Hi.
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Hey, Mark.
Hi, Sean.
Hey guys.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Didn't I just talk to you,
George.
Sean?
Yeah.
Hello,
Well,
Norm.
Hey,
now I
Jim.
can pack up my stuff and I'll watch the
Okay.
Oh,
Great.
I'm not hearing you, Sean. I wonder what's going on.
Oh,
I see your mouth moving, but I don't hear any audio.
all
Hi,
right.
Jim.
Hey,
All right, there we go.
Don. It won't be so confusing to my little old pea brain now.
I'm going to log back in.
Mr.
Oh, there.
And I want to see Mr. Mark.
Hey, there you are, Jim. How you doing anyway?
I'm good. I went out with the Infinity last night on my little, just around with it and
Yeah.
get software. The only a few objects in 51, and I forget the other one Don and I were doing. Don was trying to help me focus it and everything. Since my
Yeah,
wrist-
he told me about that while I was broadcasting. How did it work with that big scope?
I didn't have the big scope. My big scope's coming back to me tomorrow. I don't have it, so I used a little 80 millimeter.
Oh.
I ran it at f7.5. It worked fine. It pulled in the objects just fine.
Yeah.
The only thing is, it's like all these other pictures I've seen posted outside of yours. Okay. Everybody else has these gold. It's got a gold hue to every object you look at. The stars, everything's kind of goldish looking. Yet yours are in color, and there's something there that's different between you.
Yeah. Well, I try to offset it manually in the that histogram on the bottom.
I played with the histogram.
You can change the color balance down there. So
We played with the color balance, but I didn't play with it a lot. I mean, I changed the red, the blue, and the green a lot, but it would change the background of the imaging color and overall hue, but as far in saturation. But
Well,
it really,
do you have a filter on your camera?
No.
Is that?
I don't run filters.
Oh, I'm trying to think.
I've never
what
seen
that
a
might
filter.
be.
I mean, it was really weird, and I've seen that on so many of these with the Infinity. It's like, what's so different about Mark's that something's different on your end that I didn't see on your YouTube video? I went back and looked at it. Don told me. I went and looked, and your settings, what part I can see, look the same as mine were.
Oh boy, I don't know.
I see. I don't know either.
Maybe I just got lucky with the way they built the camera in terms of the color balance.
I just find it's got to be something else besides that.
I think it's some setting somewhere. I just don't know what they think about it.
Yeah, and I mean, it was just for a few hours last night playing with it. Heck, I spent an hour and a half because I never thought I'd use this little scope, so I don't have a Bartnoff mask. Just trying to get that little scope focus was incredibly hard.
Yeah.
Don
Hey, I've been asking you for a long time. How's your ticker doing? Everything fine there?
Yep, I'm fine.
Good.
Physically, fine. I got to take my dad tomorrow to the nursing home again for 2 weeks, but that's 'cause my stepmom's getting heart surgery
Oh
at Duke
boy.
University, and once she gets that done at Duke, she's got to have 2 weeks of recovery at home. Peace and quiet without my
It's
dad.
amazing what they do with the heart these days. They take people that 20, 30 years ago were goners, and they give them a normal lifespan. It's amazing what they do.
Yeah, that's very true.
Totally amazing. Yeah. You know, and they watch you like a hawk. I belong to Scripps. Scripps is a research place. They also have a hospital, and I'm a member of the Scripps Medical Clinic. And being fat, they worry about it a lot. Man, they watch it closely. They take a lot of tests now. That's you want to talk about healthcare. The key is screening, testing often. Say every 6 months. You could save $1 trillion if they did that, because all the costs are after something goes wrong.
On that. I screened more and checked more often, you'd head off the problem at the pass.
Yeah. Boy, Donna's kicking butt there. The prominences are really very dramatic.
Well, I don't know. I think he's frozen, isn't he?
Well, it was moving before. I thought no,
Oh. Oh no.
Frozen.
he's chewing on something again. That's
Yeah, he's
typical.
talking to him.
Yeah, I'm trying to eat some lunch at 3:45.
You had a big prominence there on the bottom side of the sun earlier.
Yeah, the programs that's given. Yeah, I did. This top one's nice too, but I tell you, software design is an art.
Well, that's what I like about the Infinity. Jim and I were just talking about it. Is it's stable and it works. You know, it doesn't break down. It just works.
No, it worked fine, man. I posted about my findings last night on their attic site where Chris made those comments, what it needed.
I need to go look at that. I haven't ever been there. I should do that.
It's fairly new, you can tell that. But Chris and Don have posted, and I've posted now that, you know, we need more control of like color, saturation. Need controls, you know, some of the controls that you would normally find in like ANCAP or SharpCap, we don't find in their software, and they need to implement that as soon as possible. That's what's lacking. That's the real big lacking in that software.
I think a choice on stacking, you know, median, mean, average, and then added, and then even additive stacking would be easy to do. Saturation and color balance would also be easy to do. If they would do, and then sharpening, you know.
Sharpening is a big one.
Yeah, I think sharpening would make a big difference, you know.
If they do that, they've got it. Then all they got to do is go look at the QC out of the factory.
Right, and then the other thing some of us were talking about late last night was if they take the same, of course they're sort of a slave of the chip manufacturers, but that chip double the size would really be an amazing chip for a lot of the bigger instruments, or even like your 14.5 inch would not be vignetted with that chip, and double the size it's you hear all this stuff about how the pixels are too big for my f2.2 and I need the tiny pixels, and I believe that stuff, and I went and got a camera with 2.7 micron or 2.4 micron pixels. That's the ASCII 178, and that damn thing is not, you know, you get ruined by using the big pixels because you're used to a sensitive camera, and you put that thing that's 2.7. I mean, no matter how good the quantum efficiency is, it's not going to be fast like the Attic is with those big pixels. So, and I don't see any problem with the big pixels in the F2. It looks fine. I think Don told me last night that he calculated it was almost perfect. Isn't that right, Don?
Yeah, it was around a little over 2 arc seconds per pixel.
Wow. I know one thing they were wrong about telling me or telling everybody that you got to have a fast scope for the Attic. That's a bunch of bull.
That turned out to be total bull. I love it.
I was running an F7.5 last night, and it did just fine.
Yeah. Well, those pictures you say are on the Attic site?
No, it's not pictures. It's the postings on their forums. You go to their forums, and then you look at the Infinity forum part.
Oh, okay. I'll do that. You didn't.
Huh?
You didn't post any of your images at all, Jim?
You know, I didn't even capture any of them.
Oh, you didn't push the button? Oh, okay.
But I didn't capture any of them.
All right.
I didn't think to. I did record a couple. You know what? I did, Mark. I used that recording on the software.
Oh, I see.
They're just out in the observatory on the laptop. I'm going to have to go out there and get that in a little while. You just made me think about that. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I do that sometimes. I get done with a broadcast and I forget to transfer. The other thing I like about when you save an image on the Attic, it's not big. I mean, it's a tiny, tiny save. So you can compact. You can actually email it from the observatory into the house, you know, so you don't have to carry a memory stick when you're using the Attic because it's so. It just I guess I sound like I'm a ambassador from Attic, but the joy of just going from object to object is hard to beat, you know.
Oh, I understand. You don't have to tell me. You know, there's just little things they need to add to that software, and they'll have it down. The chip is very sensitive. Found that out. So, I mean, it's a good idea. They've got it going because all these manufacturers can come up with the same hardware all the time, but going by software to make it all function correctly for the user, that's where they're going to be a winner.
Looks like Sean's thinking about doing something. Is Sean thinking about going out? He's
Got all day.
got a picture. It looks like a scope case there behind him.
He's been out all day with his solar scope.
Oh, he's probably bringing it in then. And there's Norm. Norm, how's the weather in Oklahoma?
It's 75 degrees, sunny, and about 40-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh boy, 88 degrees right now here, and but the cirrus, the clouds I was worried about last night are kind of here. You know, that's cirrus, so the sun is still beating down, but the clouds will mess up our observing if I try to do anything tonight. So I might try Jupiter. I'm going later on. If I get ambitious, I'll go out and change scopes. I'm going to put the Maksudov on. I find that's more. It's native f/15. It's better for Jupiter and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, it would be.
Not to mention it's 7.5 inches, so that's a little better than the talk at 5 inches. So anyway, so who's John? I haven't met this gentleman. You guys know who John is?
That's Hal, isn't it? That's Hal.
Is that Hal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it is, gentlemen.
Hey, Hal, how you doing?
Hey, to my TV volume now.
I can't get this thing to lock in.
Let's see what's going on with Don.
Can't get it to lock in. Programs crashing all the time.
Yeah.
Well,
Restart it. And there you go.
Hey, Don, try Sharp Cap with that.
I did.
It didn't
Worse
work.
yet. Nope.
I'll be darned.
And what's annoying me here is this darn Google Hangouts. To get the screen share thing, it's like I've got to play around with it to get it to recognize the mouse. Get it to cross the side screen. I don't know.
Well, the thing I didn't care for was that it won't see some windows at all. You know, it doesn't see them. There's a video window on your screen, but when you go to Google Hangouts to look for it, doesn't show on your screen. It just ignores it. There's that prominence I was talking about before.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not getting a good image of it.
Well, look, I'm gonna drop off for a little bit, guys. Y'all have a good day.
Take it easy.
Alrighty, Jim.
See you later, Jim.
Catch you later on tonight.
Good night. I guess Sean is cleaning up. He was out there already.
Yeah, he had some nice images up.
Yeah, I was taking my sister-in-law over to a place in the mountains here, you know, about 30 miles from where I live, and they have a bakery up there, up at 4,000 feet, and took her up there, and she went to the bakery, and then she's going to drive all the way back up to Santa Barbara. It's about 200 miles from here, so figured she might as well stock up before she goes home. So I missed Sean's broadcast as a result. I haven't been syncing up with Sean very well. I used to catch him all the time, but lately I've been missing him.
Yeah, I don't catch him at all. Unless somebody tells me he's on.
He's been getting some great lunar broadcasts.
Time error. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder, Jim was saying that he has a gold cast on his images, and I saw you mention something about, or somebody did last night, and I did. I pretty much get decent color out of it, you know. I mean, it's not real saturated.
Yeah, you were getting decent color. Yeah, the night you weren't. The other night you were getting the gold look. So I don't
Oh,
know.
I had it the other night. Oh.
Yeah, because you were, remember we kept on trying to get the color to change. And
I
add
wonder,
more
I wonder
saturation.
what's going on.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
fair.
know whether there's whether he doesn't have the latest software loaded. Now, do you? Do you have
Um,
do you have the beta software loaded or not?
I think I do. Yeah, I have the beta
Well,
now.
it's important. That'd be something to check out because if you're running the previous software, it could be in that software.
Mhm.
That it works for you, but in the newer one, they made a change and changed for the worse.
Hey, Norm, are you going to get one of these Infinities, or are you holding off?
Probably not for a while. I've been looking at different cameras. At some point, I will. But I'm gonna stick with the DSLR. I'm just getting into it and learn it for a while and play with it for
Well,
the next.
it's
while.
not like that won't keep you busy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Making a lot of noise, I know.
I had the last 2 days. I tried Astro Toaster. I've had issues with it. I'm thinking I ought to take it off of my computer and reload it. You know what I mean?
Reinstall it.
Install maybe. Go ahead.
I had to do that a couple of times with Astro Toaster, and not only that, I had to reinstall Deep Sky Stacker.
And maybe that's you know what? I think Sean. I think that's a good idea. I think I'll do that.
And honestly, I went into Astro Toaster, and then it had that red line on the bottom, something about Deep Sky Stacker. And the last couple of times, I had to uninstall and then reinstall Deep Sky Stacker, and then everything worked fine. So it wasn't on the Astro Toaster end; it was on the Deep Sky Stacker end. But I've done both, and every time after I did that, it worked fine for about a week. And then after a week and whatever.
Yeah, Mark, you were on mine the other night when I was having trouble with everything, and
Yeah.
the time I was on before, I had installed Astro Toaster, but it wasn't the beta version.
That's what I have.
And it didn't have the sharpness, so they told me to uninstall it and be sure I got the beta version.
Right.
Well, during that session when I was using the other one, everything worked fine. And then so I uninstalled it, and installed the beta version, and I had all that trouble the other night. So I'm going to wait till I get my computer fixed to make sure it wasn't my computer. Remember, we was having all kinds of trouble with it, stacking color in and out. Remember all that? So
Yeah, well, that's mine is doing that too. That it reads a black and white with no color sometimes, and then all of a sudden you'll get color, and then it'll fade out. It'll go away again.
So maybe it wasn't my computer that was malfunctioning.
No, there's a setting.
I'm wondering.
There's a setting in Deep Sky Stacker that you have to have that box checked for the color.
Align RGB.
I don't remember exactly. I know where it is. I can't tell you.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I go in there. I know
Align
where.
RGB. We double checked and triple checked all the settings, and man, I was just having all kinds of issues.
If those settings aren't set right, then you're gonna have that problem.
Yeah, I think that idea of taking both of them out and completely cleaning out the computer and then putting them back and then, as you say, Sean, making absolutely sure the settings are right.
Right.
Is a good way to go. I think I'll do that. And then I'm going to listen to what Norm is saying too. And I never had that difficulty with Astro Toaster of the type I'm having with the original version. Never ever.
Yeah. When I did M42, it just worked flawlessly. I mean, it was long. It took a long time to stack because of my computer processing, but the images were good.
And it's not just that. It takes my computer a long time too.
Oh, mine's running. This little laptop was at 100%.
Yeah, I believe you.
So I've got another computer being worked on right now that's got an i7 processor and got 500 gigs of RAM, and it's got a video card with 1 meg dedicated. So hopefully it'll process a lot better.
It will.
Starting this program and it's crashing, starting, crashing.
I wondered what was going on.
Yeah.
You're talking about fire capture, right, Don?
Yep. It's the most stable of all the programs I have. And it's unfortunate that Astro Live, I think Astro Live, it doesn't have an Astro Live Mac version. It's Astro Live USB, but that won't work.
Oh, you sent me a link last night, didn't you? I got an email.
Yeah.
I gotta get that downloaded. That'd be another thing to do this afternoon after I get done with you. I'll go out to the Dome in the daytime and I'm going to try what Sean and Norm suggested with the software, and then I'll go ahead and try to install that Astro Live USB. Yeah, I can't really test it in the daytime, guys, because if there's no stars,
Right.
it'll never register.
Right. Exactly.
So it's just all you can see is that it turns on, but you can't,
Now let's try Astro Live here. See if it works.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, let me ask you a question about the AVX since you've had one.
Yeah.
Remember we was talking about the other night, I didn't do the full, I did a 2-star, didn't do the 4 alignments, the polar, and then the recheck and recheck. And I had a little bit of star trailing.
Mm-hmm.
What if I was guiding? Can you shorten that process if you guide?
Yeah, I mean, not really, not long term, no.
Okay. I'm just trying to learn,
Yeah. No, here's the thing. The physics of the problem is you've got to imagine the axis of the Earth.
Right.
You're spinning on that axis.
Correct.
And the only way for you to make the trailing, the dragging of the either the rotation or it looks linear or it gets curvilinear as you get closer to the axis of rotation.
Right.
But the only way to make that go away is to make your axis of rotation on your polar axis
identical.
Identical.
Right.
Then after that, and this is the key thing that I'm embarrassed here, but I spent a year fighting with Paramount, or fighting with the Paramount, which is obviously a very good mount.
Right.
Because I never got through my thick skull, and the same thing with my CGEM, and the same thing with the AVX. I couldn't get through my head that polar alignment was independent of star pointing alignment. The two have nothing to do with the other. So you can have like a mini tower. I have one of those, and Don had one too. It'll point perfectly, but it's not. If you track with it, the images will rotate. All right, and that's how that manifests in an Altaz. So with an equatorial scope, you just need to polar level it. That's another thing I got to say.
Yeah.
Make darn sure it's level.
Yeah.
I hear people saying, "Oh yeah, I do it without leveling." Oh,
No, you got to be level.
That's nonsensical.
Yeah.
The angles. I mean, I know you build things, Norm. So you know damn well how important level and angles are.
Oh yeah, I go to great extent to make mine level before I ever start.
Before you ever get started, right? And
Yep.
I always check while I'm doing things. Because things move a little.
And having that balance dead on is a biggie too.
Yeah, boy, it's amazing, isn't it?
Having the level, I'm not the balance. I mean, I change OTAs and I have to stop and rebalance them out. And if that's off just a tad, man, you're gonna get that trail star, the star trailing and
the jerk, the kind of a wiggle.
I don't guide at all, Norm. And the longer exposures you're gonna get, you're just gonna get it. I'm not into guiding yet, but that is the next step.
Well, look at what Sean is doing. I mean, he's taking it, he wheels it in and out, every time. I guess you're doing the same thing, right, Norm? You don't leave it outside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and
Well, that's it. That's also too, Mark. I mean, every night I have to level and balance.
Yep.
And I've gotten very good at it because I'm out there every night and day, and that goes even with the Coronado or whatever OTA I'm putting on there. And the balance, even with solar, I mean, if that balance, you could be leveled, but that balance isn't right fucking dead on. You got to keep hitting the controller, center to the sun. Even today, I didn't have to center at all. I didn't touch.
That's exactly what it does. It keeps
unless I wanted to zoom in and zoom out and move.
It keeps drifting. You know, it keeps kind of drifting a little tick at a time.
Yeah.
Across the field, I go look at the
sky. I mean, when
I look at the sky and I see am I tracking planetary? Because I'm worried that I don't have Jupiter selected for the tracking rate or whatever, and it's not that, it's the balance. Every single time I balance first, the mount works perfect, if I balance it. So here's the drill, Norm, and this will work perfectly every time. You'll be like Sean. I've watched Sean do 3 and 4 minute exposures with no guiding, and he has perfectly round stars, and he's doing the same as you are. You go out there, you level it first, you balance it after you level it.
Right.
The secret is level it, then balance it.
And you got to make sure everything's on there too. Camera, cord, whatever you got, man. It's got to be on that OTA to get that balance dead on.
Right, just the way you're going to use it.
Right.
Then you do a polar alignment, and I can't overemphasize the importance of using what they give you in Celestron, which is the offset method of polar alignment, where they tell you to, go to the star, then let the mount point, and it'll be off, and then you drag it back on.
Well, my EQG's got the polar alignment built into the mount, which is really, really convenient. And then I also find out exactly where Polaris is by time, and I center it with the mount that way. That helps as well.
Yeah, get you a lot closer to start with. Then after you complete that whole polar alignment, don't think that you've done anything. All you've done is get the scope physically ready.
Right.
Now you go do your 4-star alignment. And Sean, what do you use? I've seen you use 1 star.
No, I never. I always use 3-star alignment. That's as much as I can do.
Okay, so
if I had a 4-star alignment, I'd do that. I do a 3-star alignment.
You do a 3-star alignment. And just go ahead and do that.
And
you can get out there. You can see stars, even though that's still twilight. The stars will show. And then, so I try to do that for you guys so that you're not I'm not wasting your time, doing an alignment on the scope. But I don't have to align very much because I'm in an observatory. I probably should check it. When it's a little hazy and I don't want to broadcast, that's when I do the setup. Anyway, if you'll do that, you'll have no problems with tracking. That AVX is a good mount. It'll work just fine.
Okay, well on the AVX, I didn't get it with the polar scope, so I have to do the 2-star. I do 4-star calibration, and then I go into all-star polar alignment. So
right.
Once I do that, then I have to redo the whole process again, right? A 2-star and a calibration.
Yeah. After you've leveled it, the sequence is level, balance, polar align, then do your pointing alignment, because remember you've turned the polar axis,
Right.
So your pointing's no good anymore.
Right, exactly.
So that's if it's just common sense if you stop and think about it.
Yeah.
And people use guiding as a crutch, but it doesn't work long term. Like Sean is saying, it'll still kind of slowly it'll drift, over time, and even if it's not drifting, it'll rotate.
Right.
For the longer exposure. So you'll have the stars they'll be like little commas or eyes, eyebrows. So it's just better to just align it. And it's so darn easy. It's not hard now because they made that program. I mean, I remember getting on my knees with gravel in my kneecaps, squinting down at a weird polar scope that had all kinds of numbers and dials on it, having to hold a flashlight on the front to to illuminate the graticle, you know, so to see it. It's
Yeah.
just a pain in the butt. And when they came up with that offset method, actually after I got my CGEM, which I got a long time ago, they came up with that, and you know, you just upgraded the software and the hand controller. Man, that was good. It's so much nicer, not having to get on your butt, you know, and lay down on the ground or whatever.
Well, I still have to, you know, get down and look through the finder scope to get the star in the finder scope, and then get it into the eyepiece, and then
Hey, well,
you know,
get yourself a $20 board camera and put it on the finder scope. Then you don't have to do that.
good
That's
point.
that's what I do.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, get off of the ground. You can also put a camera on the polar scope, or you can get one of them that new thing they got, the whatever the
Polemaster.
hell- Yeah, pole. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at that the other day.
Yeah.
What do you think about alignment software? What is it, like Skyline or something like that they have that's supposed to do all that for you?
No, it's not. That stuff's finicky. I think what you've got in the mount is by far the best. All that drift aligning and all that shit is going out the window because
Yeah.
they're building it in there, you know. Or I don't know about Joe. Joe, I think of all of us, has got the most sophisticated setup with that 850.
Yeah, with Starlock.
The Starlock. I don't know what Starlock does about polar alignment though. I should ask him. I talked to him earlier today because he asked me could he give my email address to somebody. But next time I talk to him, I'll ask him how does Starlock handle polar alignment. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big old beefy mount.
But I've been talking out loud about how happy I am with the Sean's point about balance. Once I balance the Paramount, yes, I am abusing the mount just like I abuse the cameras, Sean. I have 145 pounds.
Yeah, I'm on that team too.
It's on a mount that's rated for 90 pounds. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And that sucker works just fine. But if I'm a pound off on balance one way or the other, it doesn't work worth a darn. It's got to be balanced just right. So like changing from the Nikon camera to the Sony weighs a fraction of what the Nikon weighs. That difference in weight will cause the balance to be off, noticeably off. And that's a big beefy mount. So you can imagine for the AVX how much more sensitive it is to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Have any luck there, Don?
No, I'm restarting Windows, and I'm also re-downloading the ASCOM drivers for Astro.
I saw that. I saw you downloading drivers, yeah.
So,
Well, guys, I got to run. My daughter's got a soccer game here in about a half hour, so hopefully I'll see you guys on this evening.
I hope she
Take care,
wins.
Mo.
Good luck
Don?
to her.
Take it easy, man.
I should be in tonight.
Yeah, Don, I hope you get it all worked out, buddy.
Thanks.
Son, Mark, John, Hal, I'll see y'all later.
Take it easy.
Okay, let's see what we got.
Hey, Sean, I guess a lot of the weather stuff is lightened up on you now. You can relax there in the garage, right? Shaking your head no?
Nah, the wind is still kicking up, and I just turned the propane heater on.
Oh, wow.
It's supposed to get down to 32. The winds are going to die down, but it's going to be in the teens tonight. 20s, low 20s. And Jesus, last Saturday night or Sunday it was 75. It was 60 at night.
Yeah.
It's that time of the year. It's April. But if the wind, the sky right now, and I haven't looked. The sky right now is clear, and I haven't looked at Intellicast or the cloud report. But I just moved the mount. The mount's set up. I didn't bring the OTA out yet, which I will in a little while because it's warmer in here. That's the 8-inch right there. I'll put that out there for an hour, let that cool down, and then I want to do Jupiter, and hopefully the wind dies down. I don't care if it's cold, as long as I'm warm in here. You know, they
Yeah,
ran the
that's
cable,
what I was
they
saying.
covered the cables.
I'm going to go out there and set up, take the long scope off and put the Maxudov on and I'll try to focus on Jupiter, because for Jupiter, I don't much care if I've got little Cirrus, in the sky. It doesn't matter that much.
Last week was the best Jupe I've ever gotten, and
Yeah.
it still wasn't good enough. It was still out of focus, and so tonight I just want to. I didn't use any filters. I'm like Don. I don't like using filters, but I think tonight I might put an IR filter on there and
You could
see
always
what
use
happens.
one, for Jupiter with color camera. Make a difference.
Yeah. But I was happy, and then it was a decent shot. It was one of the probably the best Jupiter I've gotten since I've been doing this.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so I'm excited, and it's coming up early too, so I can stop by 9:30, 10 o'clock, still go to bed, and be and get the not be up late. So for you it'd be like 7 o'clock tonight.
Okay.
Like 10 o'clock tonight, 10 p.m. tonight, I'll be packing it in. I got a ton of work to do, and but Jupe's in the field of view, so I'm excited.
Now, at work, hey, Sean, at work, how does the wintertime is when you guys are the busiest, right? At your job?
All year round. Yeah, the winter time is because if we have snow operations,
Right.
the plows, the sanders, the trucks themselves, they break down.
Uh-huh.
All year round that happens, but the more snowstorms you have, the more damage they do. This year has been good, but we're also doing, and we sucked up the police ambulance bureau.
Oh.
And these guys are brutal. They can break 5, 6, 7 ambulances a day, and we're the only ones doing them. And I'm working 6 days a week. Overtime is every Saturday, and we're keeping up with them. And it is what it is.
Well, now you see what you can do with that overtime is you can travel all the way out to the far eastern tip of Long Island, sort of on the southern side. Take a look at property out there. I mean, because I know it's dark out there. I've been out there once.
Oh, sure it is.
You look out to the Atlantic. I mean, man, oh man, it's really dark.
I know.
It's really dark.
I know.
Yeah.
I was up at the tip for a wedding, outside wedding, and I was totally shocked when I looked up. I just stood there, dumbfounded for
But
5
that's
minutes.
Mark,
just looking at the sky.
The further east you go, I mean, you're talking about Montauk. I mean, that's an hour and a half from my job.
Well, I know, but I'm talking about after you accumulate all this overtime, and you.
All this wealth.
It would be cheaper to go upstate or Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got that, but then you don't have an ability to look out over the Atlantic, and.
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
And the other thing is, I read a paper. It was a paper that had to do with where do you build your big observatory, and they spend millions on these things.
Yeah, near water.
There's
no light coming off the ocean.
Yeah, they put them near water for 2 reasons. The air is also, the seeing is more stable, believe it or not, than inland.
What drives Joe nuts, because where I am in Nassau County, I'm only about 45 miles from New York City.
Mm-hmm.
But I live in Bayville. Now, Bayville's located on the north shore of Nassau County.
Right.
I live between 2 bodies of water. I'm right in the middle. I'm a par 3 to the north to the Long Island Sound. I'm a par 3 to the south to Oyster Bay Harbor. It's 2 bodies of water. In this town, there are a couple of street lights on the main strip. I live on a dead-end block.
Mm-hmm.
There's no lights. And electricity costs so much here in New York, nobody leaves their lights on. Except for my neighbor behind me, who thinks he's landing an airplane.
Yeah.
And you always hear me complain about it, because he turns on his backyard lights. I don't know what the hell he's looking at, but these things are the 1,000,000-watt floodlights. It drives me nuts. And then the reflection from his lights bounce off all the sightings from the houses around me.
Yeah.
And that's what I get. But when that's off, I've got a very, very good sky. and I love where I live. And I don't know if you've seen on Facebook or some of the pictures I posted of where I am. I'll post one again. There was an aerial view, and I kind of put a mark. Long Island North skies right here, and you can see I'm right in the middle of two bodies of water. It's great.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I saw you did an all sky look one time. Didn't you, Sean? Did you have an all sky camera up?
I do have an all sky camera, yes.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was surprised at how many stars I was seeing and how dark it looked. You know, so it's not too bad.
It's not too bad. But it's still, I don't see the Milky Way.
Yeah.
Never. Not here. And that's why maybe out east, sure, but you're still going to pay the New York taxes. The taxes are unbelievable. If I was going to buy a piece of property, it would not be down here.
Like Donna's saying, that when you stand out there at night and look up, you're not just seeing the Milky Way, it's grabbing you, you know. And I remember looking out over the Atlantic and seeing the reflection of the Milky Way in the ocean, you know, because it was flat. And that happens once in a while. Well, man, oh man, what a gorgeous spot.
You know, I'm still learning, and if I was going to buy property, I wouldn't buy it here. I wouldn't buy it here, and I've been looking. So I tell you, I got 10 more years. Oh, geez, I mean, maybe even more.
Yeah.
But.
Oh, I didn't realize you were. Yeah, you're a young fellow, aren't you? So yeah, you got a lot.
I'm 55.
Yeah.
Hard,
10 more years at least.
A hard 55.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm thinking Arizona or any dark sky. Yeah, I'm not into. I don't need to be around a lot of people. I want to find a nice, quiet spot, do my hobby, enjoy life, less stress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's everybody's dream anyway. So.
Well, this for me is a great stress reliever.
Oh yeah.
And by the way,
Yep.
the day before yesterday, apparently my problems with all of my cameras and software and my mount and everything were quite entertaining. Apparently, from the audience's perspective, evil bastards that they are, my pain was just as much pleasure as looking at objects.
Yeah. But that's what's nice. I mean, even me. You know, what am I doing wrong? Everybody has the problems with certain things, and then you see that, and then you learn from it, and you learn from others, and that's what's nice about Nice Guys Network and the group that's there.
Yeah.
Everybody's helpful, and.
Well, I hope that Joe gets this format where we can talk to each other put in there quickly. Some people are saying they don't like it. Well, I don't give a damn if you don't like it. Don't participate if you don't like it. You know.
Well, that's the option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you two guys know more than an object, you want to talk about it, or a camera, then why not talk about it? It's not better than typing.
It sure is.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it when you guys say go here or go there. You know. Yeah. I mean, I follow the chat and the talk because they work very well together. The chat so you don't forget what somebody said, and the talk, and it works real well.
Mark, we all like to tell you where to go.
Yeah, I know that. The other thing I enjoyed last night, Sean, a lot, was Pat was broadcasting Jupiter. And so we could click from Pat's image to my image, everybody, the 10 people that were on there, and just, look at either one. And I really like that. I don't think that's hijacking the site. You know what I mean?
No.
I would like to have you and Pat, and it'd be great to be able to go from guy to guy and listen to the conversation and look at the images. It's just more. It's really quite good. So I hope that this gets into our new NSN. Joe said it was. He said it was, and then of course you could select who you have talking, right?
Yeah, I think he said that's like version 2. Once this gets going, then he's going to work on that part of it.
Yeah.
You know,
Guys, I'm not getting anywhere with this sucker.
Now this camera's worked fine for you before, right? Many
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. Only alternative I have is to reboot the computer, and that means I'll drop out of here. But you guys probably can continue talking.
all right.
We'll see what happens.
Good way to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and knock her out. Yeah, it looks like we're still up.
Still here.
I don't know if he's.
Oh, I'm sorry. The missus came in. What did I miss?
No, Don signed off.
Oh, he signed off? Well, I'm going to sign off, too. Yeah, I got a couple of things I want to do.
All right.
Mark, I have your, I have you. I believe in, I have you. Where are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got you. I'll send you an IM if everything stays clear. And I do Jupe around 7:30, quarter to 8.
Okay, good. And if you're going to broadcast on Hangouts, then go ahead and register or subscribe to me, and I'll subscribe to you. And then
Okay.
That way you'll get automatic notification.
All right.
All right.
Very good.
I'm looking forward to seeing you tonight later on, Sean. Thanks.
I hope everything works out. Dal, I'm gonna call you up in a little while.
Okay. I'll catch you
brother.
later.
Take
All
it
right.
easy. Bye-bye.
Later, guys.